The dream is gone. I'm getting a job, but I'm going to still keep making videos. Now, if you're trying to force it, I want to become a YouTuber because I want to be famous and successful, you might not get there because you don't have the heart behind it. My channel was failing in my eyes, and I gave up on trying to be a YouTuber. But this annoying thing about success is like once the views and the money is good, that's when all the opportunities come.
So today I am sitting down with Keis One. Over the last few years, Adam has made over 700 YouTube videos, got over 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, and turned vlogging into a 10K a month online business. Today, Adam has promised to share the secrets to growing on YouTube and becoming a full-time creator.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Me too, me too. So I want to start with something strong. If someone was becoming a creator right now, so the time of recording, it's late July 2025. They've got no subs. They don't even have a lot of money. What would you be thinking about if you were coming into this scenario?
I mean, the first thing is, it's been said a million times, but just start making content. Right? Just start shooting videos, editing them. Even if you don't upload them, I think doing that is really good practice because you learn so much in the edit, and you learn from yourself. So like think of it as practice and training, and you're practicing, you're learning the editing software, you're learning like how to use a camera better, you're learning how to frame your shots. You'll come back to edit and be like, oh God, I shouldn't stand with my face in direct sunlight, it makes me look awful. Things like that, so you can always learn. So just the repetition of making videos, and then once you're starting to get into the flow of making videos, I would say make at least 10 videos with zero expectation, just to get good at what you're doing. And then you can start digging into things like a bit of strategy and planning and how you would like to attack your channel strategy, basically.
Okay, nice. So start by actually making videos.
Yeah.
Get moving, get going, get on the tools.
Because you will make all the mistakes.
Yeah.
Like I said, you'll stand in direct sunlight. You'll forget to plug your mic in. I still make rookie mistakes all the time.
Yeah.
I came here today and didn't bring a memory card from one of my cameras. It never goes away. So like learning all these things at the beginning, because you're going to do it, and you're going to stand somewhere with really bad lighting and you won't know till you're sitting in the editing software. And that's an extension of that advice is like, I know some people will go film 10 videos and they haven't edited the first one yet.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Film, edit, upload, or whatever, save it to learn from that.
Yeah.
Because it's still fresh in your mind, and anything you learn in this, if you've made 10 videos, you can't apply that until the 11th.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anything that you can learn from the first edit, you can do into the second, and then that repetitive process will really elevate you.
So maybe there's somebody watching this right now, they may be earlier on in their journey, maybe they've not started, or maybe they've made a few videos. And like you said, there was a few mistakes that you'll make early on. Maybe you could share a few of the main ones most people make, so maybe they don't make the mistake and they can just completely bypass that entirely.
Oh God. I mean, you'll do things like you'll come back and sit in the edit and be like, oh, I didn't talk enough, or there's not enough substance to this video, or I've just gone from this location to a completely different part of the city and I didn't show any of that journey, and it's a really harsh transition. So really what you want to do is just look for the holes that you need to fill in for the next time. And like I said, you'll pick up on little things you did wrong. Be like, oh, I can't film next to a busy road because it will mess up the audio, or whatever it is. And all those like rookie mistakes, like forgetting a memory card, or not turning on your mic. People that have powered mics, like you will do that. That is a normal mistake to make.
I have done that.
And exactly. And so like you just get all of them out of the way at the beginning, basically.
Nice. What I thought could be a really fun exercise, and I'm springing this on you, is we could maybe go full circle. We could go back to the beginning of your journey, but come up to where we are today. But then maybe share some tips along the way about things you'd learned and things you'd focus on at each stage of this journey, so that anybody at any stage of their growth right now, they can apply this. So going back to the very beginning, right, before you ever made your first video, how did you feel about doing it? Were you scared? Were you nervous? Were you excited? Like, what was going through your mind?
So making videos has always been a hobby of mine. Even when I was a kid, I used to make I was into skateboarding and BMX and motocross and stuff. So my dad had one of those old big camera things. And we didn't have a computer to edit on or anything like that. So I used to edit it from the camera you would plug into a VHS player, and I'd just record straight to VCR. And I learned how you could do things like plug in a PlayStation or whatever to get the audio. So you would put the video jack from the camera into the VCR and the audio from the PlayStation and play a CD.
Yeah.
And this is how I edited early videos. And you just sort of record and pause and record and pause. I've always had a hobby for it. So when I bought a GoPro, and I had no intention of filming anything, I just wanted a GoPro. I've had handy cams, I've had all sorts of video cameras, and I would just film various things I was into just for fun. So when it came time to me making a YouTube video and making a vlog and building a channel, I was excited. My first few videos that I made there was no storyline, it's just me playing with the camera. And I've still got those videos, I share them in our community. They're fun to make, and I was also learning the editing software and everything like that. But when I actually started my channel and I started making vlogs, I was excited, but I wasn't brand new at everything. I still had no idea, but it wasn't a completely foreign concept to me.
And so, were there any psychological barriers or obstacles or blockers to you hitting publish? There might be people watching right now, and maybe they're scared to put themselves out there. It's almost like when you put a video out in YouTube, it's like you're trying to be something. And the moment you try and be something other than you are, everybody else around you tries to bring you down because it threatens their self-identity.
Yeah.
Did you have anything like that where you were sort of scared to put yourself out in the world and open yourself up to the judgment of others?
That's a really interesting question. I think, in a way, so my very first channel was not vlogs and it wasn't travel, and no one that knew me would really discover that. I was reacting to Korean hip-hop videos, which would only appeal to Korean people, and I didn't share it on any of my social media. So in a way, yes, I had fun making that, and that was for a completely different audience that were not my friends and family and my workmates. I had a professional, worked in a corporate job, wore a suit every day, and if they saw me acting like an idiot reacting to Korean hip-hop videos, that could be kind of embarrassing, I guess. It's a weird thing because you're always, in a way, you're chasing acceptance. I think things like Instagram really lowers that barrier to entry because people put themselves out there on social media all the time on just in a different way, on Instagram and Facebook videos and stuff. You do get shy about uploading it and that you're going to be judged and you put yourself out there. I was more excited to see how it went than nervous or anything like that. Kind of like a blind arrogance that it was just going to work, and it didn't. But in terms of that, but the technical aspect, filming yourself in public and speaking confidently in public is a really difficult thing. And I was pretty bad at that at the beginning. It's a really tough thing to overcome, and you only overcome that by doing it over and over and over again and becoming numb to it.
Yeah, it's a strange one. You open yourself up to the judgment of others, and occasionally you will get negative comments and judgments of other people. But it's weird. The only thing worse than that is not getting impressions or views, not having the ability to be judged. Once you started making videos, you're you get a negative comment, you're but then you get no views.
At least someone's seen it.
Oh yeah, at least someone's seen it. You have to get seen to get hated. You know what I mean? So you're starting off in your journey, you're excited, you're going, but you've got 0 subscribers. Did you send a few friends? Did you ask your mum to subscribe? Did you try and get 5, 6 subscribers?
No, because that's actually a terrible thing to do. And I knew this when I started making vlogs on my channel, my Keis One channel. I knew basics and some basic practices to avoid. One of them is, you don't want your friends and family watching. When actually no, because I did start in the travel space, so I did have family, and I even subscribed to myself from my second channel. So I had my channel, and I had my account on another email.
Maybe I sub to myself. I need to check.
It's so sad, but when the difference between 5 subs and 6 subs is a big deal, right? And I even watched my own at the beginning. You know, you watch from that one, get the full retention. But yeah, I did that. It's not always the best practice, because so my brother would subscribe to me. My brother watches car videos. My mum watches gardening. My dad watches motorcycle racing. You know, if like other relatives, whatever they're into is going to come up. And all of a sudden, YouTube doesn't know, am I a gardener? Am I like an automotive restoration channel, or am I a motorcycle racing channel? Based on who those viewers are. So that's why everyone says to niche down. So you tell YouTube at the beginning who you are, and getting people that don't know you to sub. And that's why things like sub for sub and, you know, follow for follow and just getting random people to follow you is a terrible idea, because it just confuses YouTube even more. Whereas like if a whole bunch of people if 20 people that are into the one thing all follow you, it's better than 500 people that are all into different things.
Yeah. Interesting. So I remember when I started, I started to share my early videos on my personal Instagram. And it was really fun because a lot of people would like engage, like, oh my God, I watched you do this. And it would like resurface old friendships. But there's a really fun period where you sort of go from maybe like 30, 40 subs to like 80 subs. And you're like, I don't think I know 80 people. Do you know what I mean? So like there's definitely people in that sub count that you definitely don't know. They're not personal friends. These are people that have just seen you online and subbed to you. So I want to just do like a small little jump now. So you're starting off posting. We haven't asked our friends or family to subscribe, but there's 10 videos and the goal is 10 videos. Make 10, push them out. Rather than like think, so, okay, how are we going to get to 1,000 subscribers? I'd want to know, how early would you think about strategy?
From about then.
So do 10, then you're thinking about, okay, what's the strategy?
Do 10, learn what you're good at, learn what the audience responds to. And at 10 videos, you're going to have so little data on that anyway. For me, what I learned, it was more than 10 videos, but I sort of learned channel strategy by accident. I was aware of it. I'd done a lot of studying about the algorithm and how you get discovered and everything like that. But for me, it was during the COVID period. What I wanted to do is more what I do now. It's just day in the life vlogs of life, living here in Thailand or traveling wherever I am. And just each video is a day in the life. That's what I wanted to do. And at the beginning, I would make them, and not many people would watch, right? People that couldn't travel maybe and had FOMO of being in Thailand would watch, but really, really low views. And then because there was a time where there was a lot of information, there was COVID, there was restrictions, there was lockdowns, there was all sorts of things going on. I would do information update videos, and they would get really good traction because I was boots on the ground. I was here and I could tell the rest of the world what was going on. And I was like, oh, okay, these work. I'm providing information to people, and how the psychology of that works is, if this guy riding past on a bike, do you care what he did yesterday? No. If he all of a sudden told you, he just looked at it.
Man, I wish him the best. But...
Sorry.
I do care, really.
If he all of a sudden told you like a really great story or something interesting, you'd be like, okay, maybe I am interested in this guy. This is a cool guy. I care about something about him. And that's what information does. When you add value to a viewer or to someone watching, all of a sudden they're like, okay, well maybe like, let's see what his crappy day in the life videos are like. So it works like that with psychology. And what I found was like, okay, I didn't want to just be an information channel, but I'm like, okay, let's slot these in from time to time, because I would notice after that I get more subs, I get more views, and then all my other ones would do better, and then they'd sort of trickle down. So I was just sort of doing it like this, as it was all going down, another info vid or another offer something that's outside of what I wanted to do. So this is really good, and it's also like a great content filler. Right, like if we know someone that wants to make videos about motorcycle road trips. Can't go on a road trip every single time, but he can still make videos that appeal to people that are interested in that sort of thing. You can do like what sort of tent I take on my ride, or how I pack all my stuff onto the back of the bike. So these are easy to do, they're informative, they add value to people. They'll likely get more views at the beginning. So thinking outside of the box of not just, I'm just going to keep making the videos that I want to make. Nowadays, my strategy is very much videos for me, videos for the algorithm. I still do it. I still make videos that on topics that I have no interest in, but I know will get me a new audience and get me views and everything. And I don't have a great time making those videos, but the check cashes. So it's a combination of what I want to do, those ones, and ones for sponsors and brands, and ones to appeal to a wider audience.
Interesting. So what you mentioned there, I remember reading in a fantastic book called Influence by Robert Cialdini about the rule of reciprocity. This is where if you give someone something, they're much more likely to be compliant or give something back. So that's why maybe if you're on the train, people walk along and they give you packs of tissue for free, but then they walk back and they say, can you have any money? Because they've given you something first, you're much more likely to give something back. Okay, really, really interesting. So we're starting off early and we're looking at strategy after 10 videos. Should the goal be X number of subscribers? Should the goal be X number of videos? And what is like the directionality we go there? So from my perspective, and maybe people watching, they might have a rough idea about the kind of direction they want to go, but they're not sure. And what I'm trying to think is, how early do you need to have like the precise goal about where you want to go? Or do you just need to be directionally correct? Do you just need to have a rough idea about the way you want to go? And then you sort of work towards that, and what does the goal sort of become there?
Yeah, it's somewhere in the middle, right? Because eventually, like, YouTube will stick you in a road, and that's the road you're stuck on. So if I kept doing more information videos than day in the life videos, I'd become a media, like a news channel. And anytime I did something out of that, all those people that subscribe to see that wouldn't watch, and the videos would perform badly. One of my friends, Gary, is a great example. He's got a family channel, and it was supposed to be, it's a little bit of everything. There was a family, and we go eat places, and family, we go visit places. And then all of a sudden, like every time he goes to a water park, the views take off. So he's like, I guess it's a water park channel. And he makes a water park video, it hits. If he makes a food video, it doesn't. So you will get stuck in a road. So make sure it's the road that you want to continue down. And you want to identify that quite early on. You can pluck bits from other things that you enjoy, but once you're on a path, that's your path. And if you venture off that, the core audience that come to see you won't watch that. And then it's your only option at that point.
Yeah. So you need to know the direction you want to go and what you're working towards and the type of channel you want to be. You can veer off ever so slightly in terms of maybe the content type, maybe more info based, maybe more day in the life based, but it still needs to be oriented around the niche of the channel.
Exactly. Yeah.
Cool. And then so during that early days, we've got 20 subs, our auntie subbed, Anand subbed, you know, we've got a direction that we want to go there. Should the goal be to make X number of videos? Should it be to make great videos? Like, something I think a mistake people have is they have a goal as an outcome, but we can't control the outcome. We can only focus on the inputs, not the outputs, right? So what I'm thinking is, what can we focus on in the early days that we have control over, that's going to get us to where we want to be?
It's both of those things. It's the consistency and repetition of making videos all the time. I mean, you do anything every day, you're going to get better at it, right? So doing it as much as you can without mailing it in and without letting the quality drop. It's like, are daily videos better than every 2 days? Well, a shitty daily video is not worth watching, but a really good every second day is worth watching. Maybe an incredible once a week video is even better. But at the beginning, you can't make an incredible video. No matter how much time you spend on it, you will get better quicker by making more. So I think the goal at the beginning is just to improve.
Yeah.
The first video will suck. Your 10th video will suck. Your 50th video will likely suck. You know, you just need to get better every single time. When I started my vlog channel, the first week I did daily videos, 7 in a row, and then after that I'll do every few days. And I went back and watched recently from first all the way through. I think I watched my first 100 videos, And I could see every day was just a little bit better. And a lot of it's subconscious. You just get better at talking on camera. You get more comfortable. You get more relaxed. You only get that through the repetition.
Yeah.
And same as we were speaking before, learning things in the edit. So I do something like, frame myself badly, or not get good audio, or just have the wrong angle or something like that was quite unflattering. And you do that once, and then you learn from that, and then you put that into place. I think the goal at the beginning is make as many videos as you can, like within your time frame, right? Everybody's going to be different. Can you do it once a week? Can you do it once a month? Whatever. But you will only get better through practice. And you can't get better just by spending more time on it. You have to actually do it.
Yep.
So the advice would be make as many as you can while still improving.
Yep.
So whatever your creative process is, if it takes you a few days to make one video that you're happy with, then do that. It's better than just like making a video, editing, uploading, and just slapping it out.
Yep.
In my opinion, it's just strive to be better and do as much as you can that fits that.
Nice. Okay, so we're sort of saying the journey from 0 to 1,000 subs might be you start posting, you make 10 videos, and then you just keep going.
Yeah, and block out the numbers, right? Because this is what I did. So my channel, I threw in the towel after, I don't know, it was probably like 6 months, because I wasn't getting the subscriber number that I thought I would. In hindsight, I think I had like 400, which is great for, I'd made, I don't know, 30 videos, 400 subs. This is good. I, not knowing anything, thought, why aren't I at 100K already, sort of thing? Like, why aren't I seeing like massive numbers? Yeah. And then I threw in the towel, and I kept doing it for fun. And then when I was doing that without caring, those numbers continued to grow. And you get so caught up in the numbers. And we know this, right? This is going on. The Creator's Edge is a new channel. It's quality content, and some days we can go a few days without getting a subscriber, right? Just the early stages. So block all that out. If you make good videos, people will find you and they will come. People subscribe to small channels and channels that have basically no subscribers because they see potential, right? You will see a channel and go, oh, that was a good video for a guy with 11 subs. I'm going to subscribe and see where that goes. Now, you need to deliver on that potential that you promise, right? People will forgive crappy videos at the beginning if they're seeing the progress, because it's a really cool thing. I've followed channels that were small and became big, and I feel happy to be a part of that journey. Yeah. So, yeah, very long-winded answer there.
No, it makes sense. So something that I see, right, is we'll make the jump now to 1K, because you can get to 1K subs by really knowing the sort of direction you want to go, making videos, and then making more videos and getting good. And you can get to 1,000 subs. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It will happen if you just don't stop. But the numbers do decrease at 10K, 100K, a mil. You will see some very average channels with 1,000 subscribers, 2,000 subscribers, but you see very few very average channels of 200,000, 300,000 subscribers. So there are obvious jumps that need to happen during the journey.
Yeah, expectation comes along with channel size and views and everything.
So let's say you're at 1K subs now. The next goal might be 10K subs. 5, yeah? 5K is the next jump. Okay. How should someone be thinking about that next stage of their growth?
So once you get to 1,000, you should have a bit of data of like what works, what your audience responds well to, what they don't. And you want to just kind of double down on that and do it better. So to get to 1,000 subs, you would likely have made quite a few videos. And you will look at ones like, oh, I can do that better. There was a good idea there and I just didn't execute it properly. So you go back and you can try and improve that. But just, I mean, I still double down on content every year. Like if I have a video from the previous year that did well that I can reapply this year, let's do it. It's worked well in the past. Let's do it again and do it better. So yeah, collecting that data, analyzing everything, right? Learning what your audience responds to, and that's everything. Your videos, the click-through, the thumbnails, the titles, you know, what attracts people. Is it drama? Is it excitement? Are you selling the dream? Are you, you know, are you just along on some random ride? Like, what is it that people are wanting to see? And you really need to break that down and break your own channel down, really analyze. That's what the analytics are for, you know, and this is the most important tool that we have. So I think learn what they like, work on that, and just continue to work on improving. Getting from 1K to 5K is really hard because, as we said, the expectation goes up. Getting from 5K to 10 is really hard because, again, the expectation comes up. It's like, all right, well, you're not a beginner anymore, so get good. Otherwise, I'm off this journey.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of analyzing and working on your strengths.
Makes sense. So 0 to 1K you get going. Once you're at 1K, you've got data, you've posted videos, you're understanding what works, what doesn't.
Yep.
So you double down on what works, you recycle those data and those insights, and then you just keep going. You recycle that data and you keep making better videos and you don't stop. And then you slog to 5K. At what point during this journey from like 0 to 5K do you start thinking about the business side of things? Should the focus early on, do you think, be around the content? Or do you think, like, when should brand deals be becoming a thing? When should someone think about maybe trying to sell their own products or services? I mean, I know this can happen from the very beginning, but I know you're super focused on, like, it begins with the content. Like, the content is the thing and everything will be downstream of that great content. So certainly in the early stages, focusing on getting good at content is going to be key because you can only focus on so many things. But at some point on that journey, there's going to potentially be this shift of emphasis towards when can this be a business for me?
Yeah, I mean, as soon as you get 1K and you get the 4,000 watch hours, you can monetize. I monetized the day I was approved. And you won't earn much off the first few videos, but you're earning, and this is a step in the right direction. The brand deals will come when they come. You know, some will reach out to you when you're smaller and you'll get, you know, little offers. Others will want you to have a bigger channel size and more views and everything like that. But take those opportunities when they come. Like, it's money. Take the money. Don't become an advertising platform. I mean, think about you as the viewer. What do you want to see? And what do you want to see from your favorite creator? If they're hammering you with ads and you feel like disappointed or let down by that, you're like, this guy only makes a video when he wants to sell something or he's trying to promote something.
Casey, come on.
Say it without saying it. It's, you know, that's something you need to be really aware of. I think people will want to support you early on. I received, what have I gotten? I had 2 $500 donations in the same week. So I had $1,000 anonymously donated to me.
No.
I've had another $1,000 anonymous donation. Things like buy me a coffee and Patreon, set them up right away because people are generous and they will help you. Don't ask for it, but just have it in your description. If people want to help you, they will. If you, I mean, you can give people a reason to want to help. I set up a GoFundMe after I visited an orphanage and got like really good, that wasn't for me, but got a really great response. But be wary, like, don't become an advertising platform. Just work on getting good, because it's this annoying thing about success is like once the views and the money is good, that's when all the opportunities come. Like, where was this when I was living month to month and like scrounging to get by? And now, you know, you start turning down like multiple thousands of dollar deals because you're like, I don't want to promote a video game in my video. In my video. So think about that early on, but don't push it too hard. Monetize as soon as you can. You can set up affiliate links for all your gear and everything like that. You don't need to promote it. Again, if people want to find that and they want to support you, they'll find that. Yeah.
Okay, nice. So 5K. We're at 5K now. And 5K is about getting busy and not stopping. So then from 5K onwards, what was your goal? Or what do you think should be the goal? And I'm curious, what did you do at 5K to take you to that next goal?
I actually remember this well. At 5K, I started to realize I was getting similar views on everything that I was doing. And I was like, I think I'm becoming the brand. You know, the brand was originally Thailand and COVID and what life was like here during the restrictions. And then I would do stuff that was a little off like a little off that main road, and I was still getting good views. I'm like, okay, people are watching me for me. So I doubled down on that. My 5K, the video I made when I got 5,000 subscribers was a Q&A video where people could get to know me. Now, I faked the questions. No one had asked me any of the questions. But I was like, okay, I want to really connect with my audience. I want them to feel like they're my friend. I want them to feel like they know me and they're along for the journey no matter what I do. So that was the strategy that just sort of came to my mind around 5K. So I did a Q&A, like get to know me, and I just did like a whole bunch of random questions where people could get to know who I am as a person. That was really, I got a really great response from that. And then I did that every time. I did a 5K Q&A, a 10K. The next one I think I did was 25. And then I just started doing Q&As anyway. But I think those things, like, you need people to be invested in the journey. You need people to be invested in you, and they want to see where this goes. So give them a reason to care. I would tell stories. I would share things about my life. I did videos where I would just talk about old travel experiences and things like that. Then the person watching feels like they know me. So that, for me, 5 to 10K was very much the strategy. Get to know me, and want to see me, want to be along with me for the ride and see me succeed.
A huge mistake I see people do to make is like make their brand around something entirely external to them. You know, like a particular place, because then you don't have the ability to go where you want to go, because now you're tied to a particular place. And maybe the very goal of maybe starting a travel vlog or making videos in a particular place was to create freedom, and yet you just end up creating a prison.
Yeah, and that happens so much, especially in the travel space. I case study at any given time, maybe like 10 to 20 channels. I do it less now, but I was always following people. I use like vidIQ, and I like track what people are doing at all levels in the travel space, at all levels, smaller channels, bigger channels, gigantic channels. I'm curious about like channel lifespan, how, like, what makes channels die, how hard can you push things. And something that I would see within the travel space is there's places like people go to the Philippines and their videos explode. And the channel blows up and they do really well. And then they leave the Philippines and go somewhere else, and it's the death of the channel. Because the people in the Philippines watch Philippines videos. And then when you go somewhere else, they don't watch. So all of a sudden your click-through rate is like 0 and you're screwed. That tells YouTube your video sucks. You do that a handful of times in a row, tells YouTube you've fallen off. So being really aware of what your brand is really important, and that's something I discovered quite early on from case studying people. You know, Thailand was very much a part of my brand, but I didn't plan on living here this long. So I was always really aware to make the brand more about me. But you need things to hook people in. So I introduce Thailand, I introduce hobbies, I introduce my car, skateboarding, whatever. All these things that I'm passionate about, I introduce those things to build things in common with the audience. So the guy sitting at home that's modifying a car, he's like, oh, I'm into doing up cars as well. Like, we're mates. So shifting the focus of what the brand is. And where those people go wrong, where they kill it, is they haven't been enough of the brand. Thailand can be the thing, but you need to be as much of the thing so that they'll watch you when you go to a place that they're not interested in.
Interesting. Yeah, I really want to circle back on that connective element. I think there's, you know, you can be known for something like a specific style of content or a specific niche or something like this, right? If you look at like Anthony Bourdain back in the day, he ate food, but he could go everywhere and eat it. Or Paddy Doyle, he makes fantastic videos. So he may not show too much of like his personal life, but you know that there's like a quality component to his videos. So you might watch him go to China or here or there, because you know that you're going to be getting like a cinematic masterpiece, irrespective of where he is. So like there are threads that you can take, or topics around the channel that you can take to different places. But okay, so for you, it's about like connection, like different elements about you, your personality, your life, to build a connection with an audience that they're going to follow you through that next journey. How long was that a focus? Was that 5 to 10K? Was that 5 to 25K? Like, What was the next step?
It still is.
It still is.
So when was it? The beginning of this year. I'm in a great place financially. The channel's doing well. I'm making good money. I had sponsors locked in for the whole year. So the money was kind of guaranteed for this year. I made myself a promise at the beginning of the year. I was going to make more videos that are just for me, irrespective of the views, right? So I was going to modify my car and make videos about that. And if 4,000 people watched it, so be it. I will have fun making that video. I will, there will be people in the audience that are interested in that. But this is very selfishly for me. And what happened was they started doing really well. People can see that passion shining through. I have people in the comments saying like, I've never been interested in cars. I've never modified a car. I'm enjoying this series. Just because I can see how passionate you are about it and how exciting it is to you. So this is still very much a very important thing to me and something I very much strategize about. I will still slot the algorithm videos in and all that. But there's been more emphasis this year on videos that are just fun for me.
Nice. So I don't want to add in arbitrary jumps now. 5 to 10k, 10 to 25k, 25 to 50k. Once you break 5k, we sort of have broken up now, and we're now in like the vast minority of people who will ever break 5k. Is it the same thing that's going to get you from 5k to 10k? Is it the same thing that will get you from 5 to 50, 5 to 100? Or is there some significant shifts that happen along that journey that's useful to be mindful of?
Well, this is where it gets tough, because at the time, once you get to 5k, you're likely at least a year in. So you can't become repetitive, which is really challenging, especially when you're making videos all the time. You've made a lot of videos. You can't repeat yourself. You can spaced out, but you don't want to bore the audience. You've been around a long time, and if like, this guy's making another one of these videos, turn it off. So you need to be evolving, and your quality needs to be improving. And it's just sort of incremental change. I think you should always be learning. Always, always, always. I'm still learning. I'm taking classes and just like anything I can learn for free, because this also keeps you motivated. If you learn something, you want to go apply it. I will learn a thing like, I recently set up a color profile on my camera, and that excited me. As soon as I'd finished that, this is my own custom, instead of color grading in post, I've set it up in my camera for the colors how I like it. Now this has been a process of me like working on it and fixing it and making adjustments. But then as soon as that's done, I can't wait to go out and shoot that video. And test it along the way. So learning really, really keeps the fire burning. But there should be constant improvements all the way through. And you will get to points where you plateau, and then maybe it's time to step up the gear. Nearly 2 years ago, I moved out of having a GoPro and got this camera, which was a huge step up. Nice camera, nice lens, great image, and it was time to get good at that. I got really good on that camera. Now I've stepped it up to the next camera. Better image. I'm better with using the camera. This is it's all a learning process. You don't go out and buy the good camera at the beginning because you're just still learning the editing software. So you don't flood yourself and overwhelm yourself at the beginning. So, there's all these little incremental improvements that you should be making, and you should always be working on something. Never just be going through the motions. And when you get to a point that you are, maybe it's time to step up the gear. But the gear isn't the answer. The quality of the video is.
Yeah, nice. So I suppose we could say, you could set an arbitrary number, but anything below like 20k subs, a phone's fine.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was 70.
70.
Still using a GoPro Hero 9.
Yeah.
Like an old GoPro.
70k subs. Cool. So it's not a gear issue before that.
Nope. It shoots 4K 50 frames a second. Like the difference in image I can see, the average person doesn't see. Phones make incredible image these days. As long as it's 4K, you're fine.
Okay, nice. So during that jump from 5 to 100, like you said, there's a continual learning process along the way. There'll be little jumps, maybe a jump in gear. and just these constant iterative
little things like you'll watch a video and all of a sudden you just pick up on something someone did, like, oh, I like the way he did that transition, or you know, you do a J cut where like they start speaking just before the B-roll cuts off.
Yeah.
And you just pick up these little things, and once you're more into it and you've been doing it for a really long time, you'll just see these little things like, oh, I'm going to do that next time. So always looking for things and always trying to find ways to improve.
Looking for some high leverage things during that journey, maybe. If you could only pick 2 things to get better at after 5k to 100k, it's just 2 things, and these are the only 2 things that you can get better at for the next 95k subs. What 2 things would you pick?
I mean, it's such a cliche answer, but storytelling, obviously, like making better quality videos. The story is what the video is. I could make a video with my crappy GoPro Hero 4, and I would like to think it will perform just as well as if I made it on this $3,000 setup, because the storytelling is what keeps people in there. So it's a very obvious answer. I would say storytelling, but if you want to work on a skill that you can see every day, work on speaking. Speaking confidently, projecting your voice, your energy that you speak with, your hand motions, the energy. Like the way I'm speaking right now is not how I speak. You know, if we were sitting in my living room and I was doing all of this and projecting my voice this loud, you'd be like, dude, shut up.
A madman.
Yeah, exactly. But learning how to be more appealing on camera, I think, and that's just, it comes from confidence and repetition, but you can learn that. There's free tutorials out there and a lot of people teach that. And that's something everybody can work on.
Nice. So I want to recap our journey so far, because we need to know where we're going to go next. So at the beginning, you just start. You make 10 videos. Then you keep making videos, you get better, you continually try to get better, and you don't stop. You directionally correct. You know the general theme or idea you want your channel to be around, and you're moving in that general direction. That's going to get you to 1k subs. From 1k subs to 5k subs, you've got data, you're analyzing the data, you've got information you can now use and leverage, insights to help you build upon that, but then playing the game, experimenting with formats, and again continuing to get better at the process of making videos. That's going to get you to 5k. 5k to 100k is really a continuation of the same thing, but it's always getting better, always learning, improving at the skill.
And connecting with your audience.
So connecting with the audience, showing insights into your life, showing your different hobbies, your passions or interests, building that connection with them. 2 high leverage things you can do is storytelling and confidence in speaking. Gear, not so much a problem. You can do that as a level up. And just doing that over enough time, because of the compounding nature of getting better, that can get you to 100k subs.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So you are now 106k subs. What's the next step for you?
I do genuinely believe it's more of the same. Obviously, I'm always trying to improve and get better. My style is evolving. I just finished editing a video about 15 minutes ago. I just finished editing a video, and as I was watching it back again, it's like, my style has really developed lately, and it's been subconscious. There has been like conscious change that I've made, but a lot of it is just like fine-tuning and getting better at it. And learning what I like and learning what the audience responds better to, and just sort of coming up with my own formula that I'm starting to really enjoy. So I think it's just small tweaks and just constant level ups. I'm not going to upgrade my gear. This is as good as I'll go. I think it's more of the same, and just like small refinements at getting better, and continuing to do things that you're passionate about, and not mailing it in, and not just like becoming boring and repetitive and doing, you need to be getting better and you need to be doing interesting things. But that will become really natural to you by the time you're at this stage.
Nice, because you're really sort of practicing what you preach, right? Like that jump from 5k to 100k, it's a continuation of getting better, evolving, adapting, and continuing to make as good a videos as you possibly can.
Yeah.
And as a result of that, the audience will grow, the money will come in, sponsorship and revenue opportunities, the business, all those things will come off the back of the continual process of making great videos and getting better at making videos.
Yeah, when I started out, you know, there was quite a few people here making videos. The Thailand YouTuber niche wasn't really a thing. There was people here making videos, but I was watching everybody, and my thought process behind it was like, I'm just going to make the best videos here, or try to. The competition was very high because there was some exceptionally good creators here at that time, and they still are. But I just tried to be the best of the rest, even.
Yeah.
And I figured if I'm making better videos than them, I will eventually stand out. I just need to trust that process, believe in yourself, and sometimes you need to take a good hard look in the mirror and accept, like, if a video is performing badly, why is it performing badly? Look at the analytics. Did people stay? Did people click off? And sometimes you need to be, well, I missed the mark. And you will do that. I still miss the mark sometimes. You never have it all figured out. So yeah, you're always learning. You're always learning and just trying to be the best that you can. Everybody always says it, and it's something that used to irritate me when I was small. Everyone's like, just focus on making great videos, and all of that will come. And it's like, shut up, give me something better than that. But you know, you get there and it's like, okay, that's true, and that's why everybody keeps saying it.
Yeah.
And it is a terrible cliche for a reason.
Yeah. I recently had a string of bad videos, and it was there was a process where you're in like the depths of despair. You're like, why is this happening? Have I built the wrong audience? Is the algorithm punishing me because it was in a misalignment? But once I accepted the videos just simply weren't good enough, and the answer to coming out of that hump is simply to make the best videos I possibly could, suddenly my entire thought process around how I was approaching those videos leveled up. And then it became from a very disempowering state to a very empowering state, where now I had control over my destiny and the direction I take my channel. I
think something that's a good practice, like, because you will go through phases where you put out a handful of bad videos in a row. If you have a list of videos, you should always be like, anytime you have an idea, jot it down in your notes. Title first. What's the title of this video? And have all of them there. And if you put out a few bad videos in a row, look through that list and say, what's a video here that excites me, that I really want to make, and I think will be appealing to the audience, right? Instead of just thinking like, what's going to get me the most amount of views, what video am I really excited to make? If you like, think of if I only get to make one more video, which one is it?
Ooh.
And then you go out, and then when you're making that video with passion and you're having fun, that will come through. Unless the topic is a miss, because sometimes you just miss with the topic and people aren't interested. But you should already have that data of what the audience is into. And you can even go back and double down on a video that did well in the past and just make it better. If it's something that you're really excited about, and the video will perform.
You can only make so many great videos before eventually they will pop. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't consistently make great videos and constantly go on scene. So
a way that YouTube recognizes, like, if a video is good, especially at the beginning when you first put it out, is how many people share it. So if you're like, because people will share it to a friend and be like, hey, I just discovered this guy is sick. And that tells YouTube a lot.
Yeah.
So if you're making content that's shareable, you will. That's exactly how like Instagram Reels and TikTok and everything works. That's why the share button with a number is there. So go and analyze that, because basically you're bringing people to the platform, so YouTube loves it. It's telling YouTube that, hey, this video is really good. So I enjoyed this. Someone else should enjoy it. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind.
Shareable content. So, to wrap up, there's somebody watching this right now. They're thinking about starting, or they've started, they're maybe at a couple of thousand subscribers, but they just don't know if they should keep on keeping on. What would you say to that person? No pressure, but the future of their YouTube career might depend on as well.
Well, the question you would ask yourself is why? If you're passionate about making videos, you want to get to if you enjoy it, if you're creative and you want to get to a place where it can become a business and sort of give you freedom in your life, then it's not meant to be easy. You know, if you want to become, I don't know, a builder, mechanic, you have to go through an apprenticeship, right? I don't know, do you call them apprenticeships in the UK?
We do indeed.
Okay, you go through an apprenticeship. First, like you want to work for a big company, you want to work for Gucci, the first year is unpaid, right? That's just their process. So think of it like that. It's an internship, it's a apprenticeship, it's a learning process, and you're not going to get rewarded for that, but you just need to go through the steps, play the game, and if you are really passionate about it, you will succeed. Because if you are really passionate about it, then you will be learning, and you will be studying, and you will be trying to implement new things, and you will be practicing, and you will be taking, like I took lessons on how to make my voice sound better. You know, like everything. If you're really interested in it, you will just naturally do that. Now, if you're trying to force it, I want to become a YouTuber because I want to be famous and successful, you might not get there because you don't have the heart behind it. Right? It's like if I want to become a professional football player, it's going to take me training every single day with the professional trainer and working as hard as the hardest working footballer on the planet, and I probably won't succeed. I wouldn't succeed, but it would take that effort level. And so you need to just think of it and apply it in the same way. So if you're truly passionate about it, why wouldn't you dedicate the time to it? I learned this when my channel was failing in my eyes, and I gave up on trying to be a YouTuber, but I still made videos because I was having fun. So my mindset completely shifted from, oh, like it's getting shitty views and I'm not getting subs, to, you know, my close friends would text me and be like, hey man, I really enjoyed your latest video. And my dad would text me like, hey, like whatever, something that was in the video. My dad, my brother, these guys like watch all of my videos. And that would excite me. And I was documenting my travels and my journey of when I was living in Korea. So I was like, you know what, I am still going to do this. The dream is gone. I'm getting a job, but I'm going to still keep making videos. And they just kept getting better and better without me realizing. And I got better on camera and the video quality got better. And then all of a sudden, a couple of them started to pop off when I wasn't even trying to. And it's like, huh, okay, like it's all in the mindset. So you just, you get better and you do what it takes to get better. And only if the why is there. Because if you're just doing it to be rich and famous, you're likely going to fail.
Love that. As Viktor Frankl said in Man's Search for Meaning, a man who has a why can bear almost any how. I love that. The analogy there was really powerful towards like the football and the athlete. And I've never heard about it spoken in those terms before, but it makes complete sense. Like, if you're going to compete at a high level in a particular field,
I always compare it to sport.
Dude, that's a great analogy, because you could look at the way you perform when it comes to content, and you could probably say, you know, you're in the high leagues. Do you know what I mean? In terms of how you go about it, the effort put in, the level of detail, the totality of the things that would make up you as a creator, you would be in the high leagues there. But other people, if they aren't putting in that same effort in training, do you know what I mean, they're not going to perform at the same level and they're not going to get the same results. Yeah,
so I wanted to be, and you're probably trying to wrap up then, but I've got like a great point to add on to it.
Like, I had to jump on that.
I wanted to become a professional motocross racer. I got to a really high level. I was really successful, but I wasn't where they were. And then I was right on the cusp of being like the last place guy that could become a professional. I wouldn't be paid, but I would be at the level of the top guys. And then when you realize that, like, I had a full-time job and I was riding 3 days a week, and the people I'm competing with, they have a trainer, they have a dietitian, they ride every single day, they train, they do testing, they try out all different parts. Their effort level, I have no shot. Like, no shot. And when I think back on it, I was like, I was working really hard, but it's like, it's not even a drop in the ocean of what the people that are successful were doing. And I've always thought of YouTube and filmmaking as a sport in that same way, that like, yeah, there's levels. And if you're not training and learning and doing all these things, that's exactly where you're going to be.
That's a great analogy, because there is a point in sports where you go from amateur to pro.
Yeah.
And what it takes to go from amateur to pro, two completely different things. And it's the same as being a creator. There's a point at which you're a hobbyist, but you can go pro. You can make this your main thing.
Yeah, but the talent has a...
Yeah.
Like, it has a ceiling.
Yeah.
And then it's up to the work ethic to take it beyond that.
100%. And something with like content, you can really put those odds in your favor. Like, I'm a big fan of like UFC, but before every fight they'll have a 3 or 4 month training camp.
Well, yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, you would never go straight into the ring and you're not on a cage and you haven't had a 3 or 4 month severe training camp.
That's right. And there's no things like that. Like, you compare sports. Like, I could probably never become a footballer because I'm not this tall and this wide, right? Like, there's nothing physically holding anyone back from becoming a filmmaker.
Yeah.
Like, there's disabled people that do it
Yeah.
from a wheelchair. There's really, really popular vlogs on YouTube of people that literally like have parts of their body missing.
Yeah.
You know, like, and anybody can do this. It is obviously are you a creative person? That does come into it, but I do believe anyone can do it.
Yeah. It's given me a whole new way, because the moment you said that, it made me realize how lazy I was. Like when you used that analogy, because I thought to myself, am I approaching my content like an athlete approaches their sport? And probably not. And that's a good stick, a good benchmark to think, how hard am I actually trying at this? I love it. Now, if you'd like to connect with Adam and myself on a call, like a Google Meet, a Zoom call just like this, and ask us questions, why don't you check out The Creator's Edge? The Creator's Edge is a community with courses and calls designed to give you everything that you need to become a full-time content creator. I mean, it's been amazing being part of it. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
It's so much fun.
It's going really well.
It's going really well. Everybody inside is absolutely awesome. The feedback has been phenomenal. The courses in there are really, really in detail. Really, I think they'd give anybody everything that they need to go out and just have an immediate level up in their content and really give this a good shot.
Thank you. It's been fun.
Thank you, mate.
Thanks for watching.